All right. With that, are we ready for today's convention? Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give yourself a pat on your back. Everyone, give yourself a pat on your back because you have participated and been here. Give yourself a round of applause. Come on, everyone. Cheer up for yourself. A pat on your back for the fabulous work you've been doing in the last 2 days, counting today. And now I'm going to start with our next, our first session for today, that is exploring the importance of establishing a strong channel partner network. And for that, I'm going to invite our moderator, Mr. Tarun Bhatia, Vice Chairman, NAR India, and panelist. Mr. Sumanth Reddy, Chairman, NAR India. Mr. Ashish Jerath, President, Sales and Marketing, Smartworld Developers. And the topic is going to be exploring the importance So this topic is going to be exploring the importance of establishing a strong channel partner network. And I'm going to give you my mic. I'll get the mic first.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. A bit louder. Good morning, everyone. So good morning, everyone, again. Today we are discussing relationship between channel partners and developers in the primary segment. Now this one is a very, very interesting thing for all of us because we are all real estate agents, brokers, realtors, and this is something which affects our line of business. I'm sure all of you understand what are primary markets where developers sells inventory to clients through channel partners, through some of their direct means. The Hindu, a very reputed newspaper from South India, Chennai, they report an anticipated 30% surge in housing sales this year, reaching a historic high of around 500,000 units in the primary markets in only 7 cities of this country, 7 major cities. The financial valuation of these residential sales is at about 4,50,000 crores. So you can imagine the quantum of business which is happening in primary sales in only 7 cities of this country. Plus the icing of the cake is that our economy is growing at 8.4%. I'm sure you have seen the reports yesterday. Our economy grew by 8.4% in the quarter October-December. It is, I think, the highest in the world, and these numbers will only enhance the primary sales options. So developing strong connections with developers can offer many advantages, such as insights into their promotional strategies and resources, first-hand information, and a lot of opportunities for you to do business with them. But at the same time, although this is a mutually beneficial relationship, it can also experience some strains. So platforms like NAR India, they provide an opportunity to openly discuss these challenges and share insights that could enhance industry efficiency. So I have a great panel with me. We have Sumanth Reddy, our chairman, who's an established realtor in Hyderabad, who can talk from the channel perspective, channel partners perspective. And we have Ashish Jerath, who heads marketing and sales at Smartworld Developers, a prominent developer from Delhi NCR. So my first question to you, Ashish, your company Smartworld is celebrated, for its channel-friendly approach. But first, can you share some numbers on the sales and what makes you different from the rest of the developers?
Sure, Tarun. Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, I'd like to start with, what a pleasure it is for me to be at the NAR conference, not only for today's day. Our company Smartworld was literally born in one of the NAR conventions 3 years ago, which was in Delhi. That was the first time we came out and made our first presentation to anybody, and that was at the NAR Delhi convention. And it has proved to be very lucky for us. So thank you all of you for that. So as a company, Tarun, just talking about a bit of numbers because that will give us perspective as to what is the opportunity we are talking about. Only as Smartworld, we are not talking about the group companies. As a company, we are roughly 1100 days old today. The world is so, fast moving, we count it in days now. In these 1100 days, we've clocked sales for around 11,000 crores. We've sold 5,000 homes in this 1100 days. So our run rate is around 5 a day. 97% of our business happens through channel. So, and out of that, around 85% of that business has happened through channel partners from the NCR region. We are a young company, so outside of that region is just about 15%, and we see a big opportunity in growing that. We have roughly 400 channel partners firms that work with us, and top 3 to 4 of them would have done business upward of 500 CR with us by now. So the opportunity size is really big. And coming to the second part of Tarun's question, which is about what are some of the things that has worked for us in establishing this positive relationship with the channel in a very short period of time. So I think we were very conscious of how we want to shape this relationship. The first thing in the very foundation thing, Tarun, what we did was we decided consciously we are never going to compete with our channel. So I'll give you an example of how at times, even though no developer wants to do that, but they end up competing with the channel. In Smartworld, we do not have anything called a direct sales team.
Wonderful.
We do not, we believe we have a certain role, as a company, and my role is not to be a distributor. My role is to strengthen my distribution. I can't be competing against my own distributor. Have you ever seen an Asian Paint selling without a distributor? कि मैं company showroom से जाके Asian Paint लाऊंगा? No. And it is known to be probably the best company with the largest distribution network. It is valued what it is valued because of a strong distribution network. So why can't we learn from these industries and look at those partnerships that way? Secondly, what we believed, and we very strongly believe, our distribution, which is our channel partners, need to be profitable business. They need to have good profits. Only then they are going to grow. If I am selling 5,000 homes in 3 years, I want to sell 10,000 in the next 3 years. I'm not going to, we are not going to be creating that many new channel partners in the market. It is my existing channel partners which need to grow. They need to, increase their number of offices. They need to invest more in social media. They need to be investing in their business. So we ensure people, those who are working with us, they're profitable. So we are very rare, and even in my own career as a developer, it's only in last 3 years that we have these conversations with our channel partners saying, how profitable are you? I hope you're making enough profits. If you're not making a profit, we sit down and drill down into, what's going wrong. Because if you're not profitable, if you are doing business with me and you are not making enough money, you're not going to be working with me for very long. So instead of seeing you move away without, giving me a reason, we rather have that conversation about, what can we do to make you more profitable. I think these are some of the things that have helped us really big time.
Thank you, Ashish. So great insights. 11,000 crores, 97% through channel partners. You guys can do the maths. The Delhi NCR realtors here know what brokerages we get, so you guys can do the math. Sumanth, You've been in this industry for long enough. What, according to you, is the common friction points which exist between channel partners and developers, and how can both the parties work to minimize them?
Good morning, everyone. See, I think there are a lot of issues, okay, which I think between the channel partners and the developers, which happen, okay, which vary from market to market. I'll just go with the general perspective. I think, as we all know, the first thing is brokerage. That's the first issue which the channel partner always have, and the payout. First thing is, I think the developer sometimes is not comfortable even agreeing to 2% also, in at least in tier 2 and tier 3 markets. Even if it is agreed, the payout may not be coming on time because it definitely influences their business, as you said, right? So if the channel partner is not making money, how is he going to invest in his business? If he doesn't invest in his business, he cannot multiply the business. So developer on one side expects more business from the channel partner. At the same time, it doesn't complement, and the channel partner cannot also deliver. That's one, Tarun Bhai. The second thing is the lead registration. Most of the times, the ownership of the lead becomes a challenge because people, there's a lot of ambiguity when it comes to lead registration. Sometimes, I think if there's better transparency, if better infrastructure is created, okay, to build more transparency in terms of lead registration. Now, for instance, most of the times they ask you to send the mail, okay, on the lead. And probably in 24 hours, you may get a response saying that the lead has already been registered. How do you know, how do you trust the developer, whether the lead is already registered? So if you have some kind of an app where you directly put the lead in, directly in that database, and if the database shows that, okay, automatically that there's already lead been registered in somebody else's name, it gives him more confidence, it gives him more trust, okay, it gives him more motivation to work.
Thank you, Sumanth. Ashish, your response?
So, he's very right. Couple of points. One is about the brokerage. I think that was high time developers understand that no business can run without continuously investing money, and so we've been able to get down the payment period to about 10 days from the invoice. But I was very inspired from Mr. Gera when he told us that he's down to 1 day. So maybe that's a goal we need to be working towards. That was really inspiring to see that somebody is working, so much ahead. We thought 10 days is good, but he's miles ahead. So I think there's something to learn. Secondly, when he mentioned about, yes, at times clash, as we call it, clash cases and lead registration are issues where, they are heartbreaking because somebody has really worked hard on it. So as a policy, what we've started doing is that we will send you a screenshot of when that customer was registered with somebody else. And that's coming out of my Salesforce. As a next step, we want to open our own Salesforce to our channel partners through apps where lead registration is done by them. So that's a technology, you can say, solution that we are working on, and maybe in next 30 to 45 days, we are rolling this out across our entire channel network. Where
I'd add one line, Tarun Bhai. So this happened to me about 10 years ago when the developer was not giving me my payment, okay, for some time. So he was reluctant to pay the fees. So I told him, why is it you're not willing to pay for the broker when the broker's cost is only one time? If this 2%, whatever commission, okay, he gives beyond that is all one-time cost. But when he's raising investment, so you're paying the same amount of almost, okay, maybe it is half the money. Say even if you're taking about 8% per annum, so you're almost paying, 8% in a year. If you're able to generate more sales, you don't need to, raise the debt, right? So I said, when the broker's cost is one-time cost, you take care of him, he will build your business. Why should you, see, if your developer is smart enough, uses the broker properly, he doesn't need to go to any bank.
Great point, Sumanth. Ashish, you have worked with so many companies before Smartworld as well. So why is that the lead registration is such a challenge for us? We work so hard on getting a lead, but we are given a timeline that, within 45, 60, 90 days, if he doesn't book, then the lead is not yours. And eventually, maybe he buys after 6 months. And because we already shared the contact details with the developer team, they start getting involved. That's just a thought I'm leaving with you. I'm not discussing it here because it'll take a lot of time. But I think the developers should be more, conscious of the fact that a channel partner works a lot to generate a lead. And in case that transaction happens without him getting involved, it's a lot of pain point for us. Anyway, moving on. Ashish, from a developer's point of view, what are the two areas that channel partners could enhance? You work with 500 channel partners in your...
Channel partners should?
Enhance. So what are the two areas which you feel that we channel partners should enhance while working in the primary sales segment?
So, Tarun, as you know, we work with almost all members of APP in Delhi, and we are thankful for their support. Now, there are two kind of business that we see happening. One is the portfolio business, where you have your clients and you're literally like an advisor to them. You're a wealth advisor to them, and they go by your advice. The second business is the lead generation business, where we are investing into maybe digital marketing and other means of generating leads. And that's one area which is growing at an exponential way. We are adding, channel partners are adding large teams to, grow that part of business. But I feel not enough time and investment is being done in training those people. A lot of that is left to chance. सीख ही जाएगा. एक बार शुरू करेगा तो सीख ही जाएगा. I think somewhere हमारा चैनल के लीडरशिप एंड ओनरशिप लेवल पे आज ट्रेनिंग एंड अदर प्रोग्राम्स आ चुके हैं, लेकिन हमारे जो फीट ऑन स्ट्रीट है उसका ट्रेनिंग एंड उसका मैच्योरिटी कैसे उसको इंडस्ट्री में लाना है, आई थिंक इसके ऊपर अभी काम होना बाकी है. तो हमें जो चैलेंज आते हैं काफ़ी, दे आर नॉट चैनल चैलेंज, दे आर ट्रेनिंग चैलेंजेस. जो आज फीट ऑन
ट्रेनिंग द टीम, यू मीन,
दे नीड टू बी ट्रेन्ड बेटर. वी आर अज्यूमिंग कि ये कर लेगा. But with the regulatory frameworks that we are working in, we cannot leave it to chance. And I think that's one area I think as goal NAR should take up, where we should set up some of these academies, and we as developers are happy to partner in that. Let me put it as an upfront offer to NAR to say we'll like to partner into a training program for the feet on street. We need to bring them up.
Thank you very much. So, Sumanth is also the MD of IIRE, which is NAR India's own education institute. So, I think we'll take this up one-on-one with you, Ashish. Now, Sumanth, like I asked Ashish, so I'll ask you a question. From a channel partner's perspective, what are the two areas that developers could improve, apart from the two which you already shared, the brokerage and the lead registration? Apart from that?
I think first thing is the developer should stop seeing channel partner as a competitor. You should see them as enablers. The second thing is the developer should use the channel partner more to understand the market, because we're talking about artificial intelligence today, but many of us forget that we are real-time intelligence, because we are the ones who are the voice of the market, because we not just talk to one. No, we don't just sell one project or one market. We sell multiple projects in multiple markets. So we constantly, when we're engaging our customers, we keep getting the feedback. We know actually what are their preferred locations, what kind of properties they're preferring, what kind of ticket size is moving in the market. So we get to understand it. What developer is doing today is he's getting into his own concepts, trying to impose it on the market. So, and sometimes what happens is when there's a lot of supply in that space, so it becomes a challenge for the developer to liquidate his stock. So I think the developer should definitely engage the broker more in terms of understanding or creating a product in the market, which makes things easier for both of them. Because at the end of the day, they need to work together.
Thanks, Sumanth. We only have 3-4 minutes left. Ashish, Smartworld puts a lot of money in lead generation. So for the insights of our members, what are the lead generation methods you follow? Which platforms gives you the maximum leads? And which platform gives you the maximum conversions? Quickly.
So, Tarun, we are, as a company, we are moving away from print. We just do that one mandatory ad that everybody still wants to see. Only then we know that you've launched a project. But yes, we are almost 90% our spends are on digital now. And We do Facebook for the visibility of it. We don't get very high conversions from there. Maybe we are not doing something right, but it's not worked for us in a great way. Google works for us very nicely, but the cost is higher. So that's always we are trying to balance these two things out. One area where we like to grow, and I think North has not grown as much as Mumbai region or West region, which I could see from the influencer marketing initiatives yesterday. We need to grow in the YouTube and the video segment. And I'd like to again use this forum to invite all our channel partners who would want to grow the YouTube and the business side of it. Very happy to partner and move that piece faster in our territory.
Great, thanks Ashish. Sumanth, you do a lot of mandates and in luxury housing. The same question to you. From a channel partner's perspective, which gives you the maximum leads? What platform gives you the maximum conversions?
You cannot generalize, Tarun bhai, because every project is different. Every consumer is different. Because you need to have different approaches to every product. Even in luxury, sometimes the location, depending on the location, your strategy has to vary. Because the consumer in some markets could be more mature. So probably you need to use more mature platforms. Sometimes the consumer may not, probably he has the money, he doesn't probably buy the property, okay, look at those platforms to buy a property. So I think it's a very subjective matter. I think that's where most of the realtors fail, because when they succeed in one format, right? For example, look at digital marketing today. During COVID, people started using Facebook as a platform. Initially, they got a lot of results. When everybody started advertising on Facebook, the lead cost has gone up. People who were spending about 200 rupees a lead in the past now are spending about 4,000 for the same lead. So I think it is a very subjective matter. I think people have to be, first they need to understand what product they are selling, who is their customer. Depending on the consumer, they should actually look at the platform or the medium to communicate.
Thank you. I think we are running out of time. Thank you very much. I think great insights. Do we have time for the question from the audience, a couple of them? Are there any questions from the audience for either Ashish or Sumanth?
We'll have 2 questions and we can have the mic passed around.
There's a gentleman in the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you just move forward? Yeah. Can someone get them a mic, please?
Hi, good morning. My name is Pawan. We've been talking about generating leads, but what is the typical gestation period, conversion time from the lead generation to the sale actually taking place?
Your question is for whom? Ashish or Sumanth?
For Mr. Ashish.
Ashish.
So let me tell you, I don't have a straight answer for that, because we are living in some very interesting times. So the times are so interesting that it is at times becoming more a question of availability of stock rather than lead time in this, generating or closing a lead. So at least my friends from North will tell you that lead gen is today easier than getting inventories against that lead. So, but yes, I'll say a year ago that time was maybe as low as 15 days to 2 weeks. Today it has grown to around a month. So yes, we see that lead time has grown, but that could also be because nature of our products has changed. We are more in the 5 CR plus segment now. So it could also be a difference that this customer is, taking, it's a more, high ticket decision. It's taking longer than what maybe a 2 crore property decision was. So it could be a change in the market, or it could be a change in why the customer is taking longer due to segment change.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Hello.
Tarun ji.
Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, question from Ashish ji. So what we face is, we register our customer, let's say Smartworld M3M, and some other realtor friend closes the deal. So what solution you can give? Because we want solution to it.
So, yes, so I agree with Sumanth. The solutions we provided in past are not the perfect solutions, which are to do with lead generation time frame. I'll tell you what, and you know, we use NAR, we have to use NAR forum for a frank discussion rather than just, you know, what you'd like to hear. As a developer, what is the challenge I face? I am happy to, you know, pay the, whatever the cost of sale that I'm going to pay. It's a question of whether it's going to person A or person B. The markets that we, you know, we work in, I also have to take care of the second person who may not have invested money in generating that lead, but has the ability to take away the business from me. You know, so we end up creating solutions where we are taking care of both the channel partners. Yes, it doesn't satisfy both of them, but we feel we are end of the day better off. You know, at least business happens. Now, and believe me, as much as it is a you know, point of discussion in the channel, it is discussed again and again and thoroughly inside our companies and as management meetings also. I think there is improvement that we can do in these aspects. Some of that improvement can come from technology, but we've not found our own, you know, teams or channel partner teams so comfortable with, you know, putting everything on the system. And then there is another issue of trust issues that come in. मैं अपना सारा data आपको दे दूँगा, तो फिर, you know, though I don't have a direct sales team, but yes, there are challenges in somebody putting his own data there. So you're right, we don't have a perfect solution. We have a workable solution that we work with. But anything that is workable is subjective, and subjective will have a perception issue. To that extent, I agree.
We need to now,
sorry.
the time's up.
Ashish ji, I have one question from you. Adding to that, as on that we call channel partners. Partners means developers, partners we can say. But as on date, we don't have any documents between developers and channel partners where we can say this is pros and cons, this is your tagging period, this is your brokerage, this is. As on date, if we do one term sheet, MOU or something like this before we market your project, I think we are also safe, you are also safe. I request you, at least you start, then everyone will start. Thank you.
I'm not supposed to answer this, or am I supposed to give you a response?
Sir, as you.
That's an advice to you. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
One second.
On a lighter note, sir, anything, whether it's a home loan document or a application document or anything, they don't really work. What works is the trust or the reputation that you create.
Sir, everything is documented. Only the channel partners document is not documented. This is the sad part, I can say that. Everything is.
I'll take this one-on-one with you.
Thank you, sir.
I think we'll be in the crowd now, so any questions you can take it offline because we're really running short on time. Thank you very much. Thank you for the questions. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Sumanth. Very insightful. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you.
I now request Mr. Pradeep Jo, Chairman Emeritus Kriya, to please step forward to felicitate our dignitaries. Also, ladies and gentlemen, after every session we will be having a lucky draw, but for the lucky draw you need to be in the room. If your name is taken, you have to be in the room. If you're not in the room, I'm extremely sorry, we wouldn't be able to have you participating in the lucky draw. So please take note of that. Also, the Rotary Rain Run Marathon annual fundraiser for women's health and education, which is also our CSR partner. Very proud to state that we've adopted more than 20 schools and we have conducted 200 plus cervical cancer awareness. So yes, we could be generous and make sure that if you could do any kind of donation, we would be really, really happy. Thank you.